Well, with Christmas fast approaching, the madness of 2020 means it might not look like a traditional festive season for, well, really any of us, but we are expecting at least one thing to remain the same: the Queen's Christmas Day address to the nation. Ahead of next week's big event, which will be her 67th, would you believe, we've looked back at the history of a key event in the nation's calendar.
I shall dedicate myself anew to your service.
A very happy Christmas to you all.
But I want to ask you all, whatever your religion may be, to pray for me on that day.
Television has made it possible for many of you to see me in your homes on Christmas Day.
May the months ahead bring you joy. It would be short-sighted to waste this modest step towards brotherhood. Many of you who are watching,
And on top of it all, the cost of living.
Today we are not just nameless people in a crowd.
For me, perhaps the most lasting impression was one of thankfulness that the 40 intervening years have been ones of comparative peace. We hear of riots, wars.
To all of you of every faith and race, I send my best wishes for a time of peace and tranquility,
Corroded into intolerance, bigotry, and ultimately into violence. Like so many visitors in bicentennial year,
I wish you all a very happy Christmas.
this year there have been, I hope, times of happiness, all the selfless voluntary work in the world. Like many other families, we have lived through some difficult days this year. The prayers, understanding, and sympathy given to us by so many of you, in good times and bad, have lent us great support and encouragement. Armed with that faith, the new year, with all its challenges and chances, we all felt the shock and sorrow of Diana's death. We are looking back, not just 1 year, but on 100 years and 1,000 years. This millennium year has been an unforgettable one, and foot and mouth, which has had such devastating consequences for our farmers and rural communities. It is often difficult to keep this sense of perspective. As I look back on these past 12 months, it was in this way that he proclaimed his belief. I hope that, like me, you will be comforted by the example of Jesus of Nazareth. The organization remains a strong and practical force for good. It is as important as ever to build communities. The Commonwealth is a family of 53 nations. This past year has been one of great celebration for many. The enthusiasm which greeted the Diamond Jubilee was, of course, especially memorable for me and my family. The local shepherds must have had no shortage of time for reflection. Reconciliation is the peaceful end to conflict. We shouldn't be discouraged. Rather, it inspires us to try harder. Jesus Christ lived obscurely for most of his life, a reminder of how truly vibrant this international family is. 2018 has been a year of centenaries. And as we all look forward to the start of a new decade, it's worth remembering that it is often the small steps, not the giant leaps, that bring about the most lasting change. And so I wish you all a very happy Christmas.